So I thought this was a pretty big problem, but it turns out not that bad. So my car alarm started doing some weird things, and it would rearm itself after I got into the car. And then I noticed that the door was no longer dinging if you open the door and the key's in the ignition. So I thought I was having a problem with my keys, so I switched keys and I tried cleaning out the ignition, and I was wrong. Turns out it's the door latch. So I'll just show you that here and how to figure out if your door latch is bad. So it's not really a problem that the doors don't ding anymore when the key's in the ignition. And some people actually hook the laptop to the car and change the coding so it doesn't do that. The only real problem is when you get in the car after you leave a store and it rearms the alarm. It could be the key, the cluster, or the door latch. And I'm pretty sure mine's the key just by the way it feels. I could be imagining it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with my door latch, because it'll show, that the door is open. Maybe I have to do it this way. No? Alright, so it knows the back door is open. So maybe it's in the door latch. Alright, so you heard it ding there when I hit a certain point with this latch, so I guess it's not related to the ignition, which is a good thing. So when I'm coming out of a store and I unlock the car and get in, it has nothing to do with the key going into the ignition. I think the car doesn't know that I opened the driver's door and then got back in and shut it, so it's just rearming the alarm like you disarmed it and then nobody ever got in. I'm starting to figure you out. I know what you're thinking now. I got it. I might have had an improper diagnosis there. So I guess that's good news that we have a problem. See, it armed the alarm again and the door is open. Disarm. I did some research on the door latches, and I guess it's pretty common for the circuit boards to fail and where the wires are soldered on that little switch there. So maybe I take the door panel off and it's an easy fix. But that does explain why my passenger door doesn't lock and unlock, because the circuit board's probably bad on that little mechanism in there. So as long as my door lock is still working and it opens the door, I probably won't fix it. It's actually a little better now that the parts are failing because the door doesn't make that annoying dinging sound. A little inconvenient that when you come out from a store you have to put the key in the ignition and turn it, otherwise it's going to rearm the alarm. And then you look silly when the alarm goes off and you try to start your car. But at least we understand what's going on now. It doesn't know that you opened the door and got in. Much better than having problems with the ignition. Also a common failure on the Mark IVs. So if your car alarm's doing weird things and rearming itself when it shouldn't be, go ahead and open the doors and look at the cluster and make sure that it knows the doors are open, because it could be something like that. We did waste a bunch of time cleaning out the ignition for nothing.